Bro, what the hell just happened? Did you guys see that? Bro, what? Okay, I look at that. I missed out on something real quick, bro. Did you guys see that? Oh my. Okay. Let me lock in real quick, guys. I'm not gonna say anything for 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Hold on. What the hell is, bro? Okay, let me lock in real quick, guys. One sec. Let me get my thought process together because I know I'm gonna be. Hold on. Okay. So what just happened off this gap? I'm gonna explain the setup and it just randomly just ripped up and then dumped down. What is ES doing? Nothing. Why didn't you pump up like that? Okay, one sec, guys. Okay, for now, guys, I'm eyeing longs. Okay, I'm eyeing longs here off this inverse. But what the hell just happened off open? That was super weird. Okay. Wait, hold on. Okay. By the way, guys, I'm not in. I'm eyeing it. But did you guys see what happened? I was like, okay, the markets are open. I got my alarm, whatever. Let me check it out. Okay, we have a London sweep. Boom, just straight up, and we're doing it again. What the hell is happening? What's going on? Okay. Let me see if I can lock in and get you guys a quick trade here. I really hope my YouTube goes live in time, but I doubt it. All right, guys, hover your mouse over the buy button. Let me see if I can get an entry for you guys. Dude, there's gonna be some scary guys for this one. Like seriously, size light, bro, because I don't know why the market is moving so crazy right now, unless something's happening and I don't know about it. Yeah, ES isn't doing this. It's just NQ. Why is it pumping up so hard? I really hope my YouTube goes live in time. Come on. There we go. Okay, YouTube's live. YouTube was good, guys. Was good. Hold on, let me put it down live on YouTube before anything happens real quick, guys. I have to be locked in today, bro. Hold on. Come on. We're getting the inverse. Come on, it's right there. Come on. There you go. Okay. I put it down live on YouTube, which is a good part. Okay, what the hell is going on off open? So far, we don't have an entry. We're getting close to one. But I don't want to be entering if the market is going to be going crazy like this, bro. But what just happened? How big is this candle? Oh, it's only 20. What? Okay. Okay, let me just gather all my thought process together. Okay, so guys, coming into market open, right? Let me see if I even have time to explain what's going on. So coming into market open, what we did before the market opened, right? Like literally a minute before the market opened, we went ahead and took out this London low here at 691, which I'm counting as a deal wall sweep, right? With this London low getting taken out, we instantly swept it. And if you look at the 15-minute time frame, we have a pretty nice bearish rally gap over here. That's kind of about 40 points exactly, which is perfect, right? So what we're looking to see is based off the deal wall sweep, can buyers really hold the momentum? We have volume. We know that part, right? But can we hold the momentum with enough buying pressure to just shoot straight up into our price targets? Because right now we have the buying pressure, but it's a little bit iffy because we pumped up, we're dumping down, we're pumping up, and now we're kind of just sitting in the gap. All right, but now we're about to inverse it, guys. So pay attention here. Let's see if we can get a nice entry going, to see if we can get anything cooking up here based off this 15-minute time frame. But yeah, I don't know why it did it like that. That was very weird. Hopefully it doesn't really mess up anything in terms of our trade and the consistency with the volume and everything. But yeah, let's see. ES on the other hand, ES is bearish. What? Very confusing open. Very, very weird open as well. Let me mark out everything here so my line isn't like all colorful here and everything. Mark out this low here. So ES is bearish, not super bearish, but it is holding red while NQ is holding green. So maybe ES might want to take out the London low before we inverse the gap because ES is still dumping down here while NQ is just holding up. Let me just make sure I got everything here ready. Set up and ready. Okay. So yeah, we have a huge SMT coming into market open. A huge SMT. But yeah, very sketchy. Very, very sketchy price action. I'm just more sketched out about the pump into market open. This, whatever we're getting now, is pretty normal, right? We're kind of getting an SMT. The market is catching up with each other, with ES and NQ. So maybe what we might want to do, since NQ is already bullish. What? Did you guys see that? Nah, bro. What is today's market? You guys saw that on TraderVate? TradingView didn't detect it. It's rage baiting, dude. Guys, this is a cue that if we do end up getting a trade, please size light on this, bro. Because whatever sizing we get, bro, it's gonna be scary. All right, guys, I'm gonna try to work with this and give you guys a trade. But wow, okay. I'm assuming with that spike, although TradingView didn't detect it because it was too fast, I'm assuming TradeAway should have detected a DOL sweep off ES, most likely. Because now we're pumping on ES, but we're dumping on NQ. Okay, okay. Let me check something real quick. Okay, so this is some very weird. I don't know if it's due to FOMC or I don't know. I mean, what is this price? I mean, worst case, we can always take out the remaining DOL below before we go even higher. Do we have any gap? No, nothing. I'm sure we have one on the 1 minute for sure. For sure on the 1 minute. 44 points, right? Yep, 44 points on the 1 minute. That's a fact. But I'm not going to be taking the 1 minute. That's kind of out of my interest. I kind of just want to see if ES can dump down, take out this London here. If it is the London, 6. Yeah, this is the London low here. It should be, right? Oh, no, this is the London low. Yeah, it's the same thing. London low here. So I want to see if we're able to take out the London low here on ES because we took it out on NQ, hence the pump up, but we never took it out on ES, hence the sell off. But now that we're getting near this area and we kind of spiked, I'm assuming, although TradingView isn't showing a sweep, I'm pretty sure TradeAway is showing one because it spiked really fast to the point where TradingView couldn't detect it. So I'm gonna count this as a DOL sweep. Although we haven't gotten it, I know that we got one here. If anyone could double check for me, if you guys can go real quick, anyone in here, if you guys can go on TradeAway real quick, because I have my chart set up for the stream, I can't really change it. Can you guys go on TradeAway, go on ES, and tell me if it took out the level at 6947? Let me see. It didn't. Okay. So it didn't. Okay. Good to know. You would have imagined that it did because you guys saw it on NQ. It spiked down into the lows. It spiked down to like down here where my mouse is. That's weird. Okay. For me, it did. Very weird. Okay. So for some people it did. For some people it didn't. Okay. On the right side, I mean, we kind of have a setup. I mean, to be fair, we kind of already filled this gap. We are still in the same 15-minute candle, so I'm gonna count it as this gap still being valid. But once this candle closes, I'm probably just might stay away, until price gets a little bit better or a little bit cleaner. Worst case, I mean, we can always just wait for like a 50-ish point push up into the 5-minute gap above up here, which looks a lot stronger and a lot more respected. That we can also take a trade off of. That's worst case. Right? Worst case, price chops up around this range, doesn't move for some time, or whatever. We always have a backup setup to the upside, which would be based off the DO at 774 into the inverse at the 5-minute bearish rally up right up here. And then we will have room for higher. All right. But now the market is still holding down the selling pressure. So I'm assuming ES should be taking out the level of liquidity. Yep, it's getting close to it at least. Remember, guys, we want to take out 947 first. Once we take out 947, we should be, working with something cleaner, right? Because that'll be the London on ES right here. So once we take out that London, maybe the market might want to take that out and go back up. We don't know. All right, but yeah, very weird open. I was not expecting this today, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I was kind of expecting more of a, it's market open, guys. I'm not expecting anything because FOMC minutes is today. It's gonna be super choppy. No, it's really the opposite. Well, maybe it's a little bit choppy, but like we have volume. And we have aggression, but we don't have momentum, right? Because we opened right here, we pumped, dumped, pumped. We're still stuck in the same area, so not much yet. But I do want to see how this 15-minute holds because I do want to see if it's able to inverse it, so we can maybe look into longs. If this doesn't end up holding, then I'll just look for longs maybe off this up here, or just maybe wait for a new setup around this range if we do end up even selling off. You know what I mean? So we need to see what we do there. But we need ES to mainly take out this London, which you just did. Perfect. Okay. So we took out the London. Right now, we need to see how we want to react. Do we want to go into lower into the Asia, or do we want to start sweeping this so we can start getting a bullish bias into the longs based off the 15-minute gap up here? All right, because now you guys can see, hey, we're pushing up a little bit more here. Why are we doing this? Well, guys, we understand why. All right. At first, we had an SMT between NQ and ES. Right now, the SMT is kind of slowing down, and both NQ and ES are kind of aligning with each other a little bit more, right? Because you guys saw off market open, NQ was pumping while ES was holding red. Now, obviously, the candles are a little bit different. One is green and one is red, but we're still getting the same movement, right? We're still stuck at the lows, and we're still pumping up on both candles, right? So the SMT is not perfect, but they are aligning slowly, right? And the reason we have this is because one was pumping up off market open today because NQ actually swept the London low right down here, right at 692 before ES took out its own London low. So it pretty much caused all this issue. But now that both ES and NQ took out the London, they should start aligning with each other. Like, and by aligning, I don't mean like, oh, they should be moving exactly the same. I just mean that they should have the same bias and the same type of movement into the upside liquidity, right? So in this case, on ES, we have some upside liquidity here and here. And on NQ, we have the same thing at 755, 774, and 818. Right? So we might want to trade into that now that we took out both the London on, we took out the London on both NQ and ES. And who knows, maybe we might want to take out the Asia before we go higher, or who knows, right? We still need to wait for a reaction. Right now, I'm kind of just telling you guys what to expect, but not what's going to happen. You know what I mean? Wait for this. You could wait for that. It's a little bit of a later entry. But there is something on the 15-minute that you can potentially work with. Now this candle kind of closes in 2 minutes. I'm telling myself that if we don't get a pump up in about 2 to 5 minutes, I might want to avoid this setup and just wait for this one up here. It'll be a lot safer. But just a way later entry. Do we have any short opportunities? Unfortunately, no. Not from what I'm seeing. So the best thing we could do into shorts is really we have to create a setup on the way down. That's really our best bet. Here, I'm gonna go ahead and use the indicator so it could find us any setups, because man, in this whole mess here, I do not feel like looking for any setups. But we don't have one. We don't have one. I already looked coming into market open, and the only thing we had was this 15-minute, this 5-minute, and that's pretty much it. Because you guys know, last week, all of last week was super choppy. So any price action that were nearby from last week, it's not going to provide us anything. Because obviously last week we couldn't even form a 20-point candle, let alone a 40-point candle for a fair value gap. All right, but in this case, we just finished taking out the Asia low here. But yeah, if you look at the indicator, we don't have any setup for fair value gaps all the way down until 543 on the 15-minute time frame, right? And we're currently trading at pretty much the high 600s, right, near 700, and we have a gap at 543. So I obviously don't want to be working with that. You know what I mean? That's really far away. All right, but on the 5-minute time frame, we also don't really have any shorting opportunities, at least yet, to the downside. So our best bet is sell off now, take out all the nearby liquidity, get the reaction that we want to see, and then pump up. Right? You know what I mean? And then we use the fair value gaps to the upside as our entries. Because yeah, there's really nothing on the 5-minute time frame here other than this nearby gap at the 500 range, which is like I said, not something we want to use. But yeah, we do have one to the upside, and yeah, we literally only have one to the upside, which is this one on the 5-minute time frame, which is this one right over here. That's literally our best bet. On the bright side, it is a well respected gap here, but it's far. You know what I mean? It's like what, like 50, 60 points away. So we're gonna have to wait for that. You know what I mean? Unless we might want to use the 15-minute gap, which probably not. You know what I mean? Because this candle is gonna close, and if this candle closes and we already filled the gap, it kind of doesn't really count anymore. You know what I mean? There's a 40-point 1-minute candle. Let me check it out. I don't really like trading off the 1 minute, but you guys know sometimes we might have to do it, right? I think you're talking about this one. No, it's only 30 points. You might be talking about this one, but the thing is, this one already got filled, so there's not much we can really do off of this here. I mean, there's not much work we can get done with this one. Yeah, it is 44 points, though. We do know that part. But in terms of, like, gaps to the upside, there's not much we can really do. You know what I mean? Let me see. Looks like we're trading / consolidating in between 2 4-hour fair value gaps. Well, no, because the 4-hour gap to the upside already got filled. So that gap doesn't really count anymore. Now to the downside, that's also not really a fair value gap because there's a volume gap there. At least I personally don't count those gaps. So yeah, the gap to the upside is not really a fair value gap because it's been filled like 2 days ago. You know what I mean, it was probably filled during Sunday. So that gap doesn't really matter anymore. And then one to the downside is not anything really crazy. My bad. The one to the downside isn't really anything super, super crazy either. You know what I mean? So it's nothing that should be, changing anything with the markets, but we'll see. Bam. Last year, bro. You guys can hear the background, bro. My family's still here, guys. They're leaving today. So yeah. Let me turn on noise suppression. Let me know. Let me know if my mic sounds the same. Just so you guys don't hear the background noise. But it makes me want to get off, dude. Okay. One thing I want to tell you guys, which I did tell you guys yesterday, is I know we had a really good day yesterday, but today, remember, guys, today we're not expecting the best price action. What the fuck? What just happened? Okay. I'm gonna pretend like that didn't happen. Anyways, back to what I was saying. All right. Yeah, today's not gonna be the best price action because of FOMC minutes. So today I'm only limiting myself to only trading the AM session. I will not be even thinking about the PM session. All right, and you guys should do the same. Because during the PM session, what tends to happen is it just gets very, 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 very choppy due to FOMC happening. And then once FOMC happens, it gets even choppier and very, very unpredictable. So literally any chart that you might have or whatever, during FOMC, it's not going to get respected because it's not really based off the chart. It's based off the news, right? So whether you have a bullish setup or not, and it goes against you, it's not going to make sense. You know what I mean? What was that big spike? I don't know. This is like the second big spike that we've had today, just randomly. We don't have any news today. At least I don't think we do. Oh, yeah, we have FOMC, but that's about it. So I don't know why we're getting these random spikes at a random time. Very, very weird price action. But regardless, I mean, there's not much we can really enter off of. I mean, I'm gonna delete this so I don't confuse anyone that I'm in longs. Or at least yet. Unless we get like a random spike, maybe I might consider taking longs off this here. Maybe. If I do take this bar, I might even size even lighter. Maybe like 5 or 6 contracts. But the thing is, our nearby price. Oh, wait, I have the indicator on. Our nearby price target wouldn't even be that good. It'll be 15 to 20 points. Obviously, we would have higher price targets, but hold on. Whoa, dude! I looked away for 2 seconds, bro. Okay, let me even think if I even want to take longs here. I know we're pumping up. I just don't want to get faked out. That's the only problem. Guys, hover over the buy button. Hold on. I might look to enter off this inverse. Okay, I'm gonna try out longs here, guys, with the light size. Please, guys, before you enter, size light on this one. It seems a little like I like the setup. It just seems sketchy. That's the only thing that I kind of like. I'm sketched out about. It just seems very sketchy. So I'm gonna try it out regardless with the lighter size. So I know what I'm risking at least. I don't know. There's just something about the setup that looks. I like it, but something's telling me like I don't know, something different. You know what I mean? But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, the price target is right there. Hopefully, we can just shoot up straight into it. So we don't have to worry about any chop or whatever because we already took most profits. But I just want to see how this is able to kind of play out here. Okay, so we're pumping up, which is a good sign, right? We're about to see PT1. Obviously, not for the most profits, but obviously that's because PT1 is kind of close nearby. So if anything, I'll probably if we do end up taking out the price target, I'll probably maybe take out like 4 Um, 4 so, and ES is also about to take out the price target over here at 957. So if anything, I'll just wait for that to get taken out. But yeah, I don't know. There's something about today's price that just seems very sketchy. Because look at ES. Look at the way that it pumped here. You get what I'm saying? And I can't really tell why. I don't want to say it's because of a deal or sweep, because that's very random. You know, a deal or sweep doesn't really react like that. But we have a lot of volume, just not too much momentum. It just doesn't really look too stable. A lot of buying, a lot of selling. But let's see if we can shoot into the price target here. We got very close to it, but we kind of missed it by like a few points here. Remember, guys, our price target is at 755. Around there, I typically take out about 5 to 6 contracts, but I'll probably take out about 4 if we take out 755, just because it's not going to be the most ideal price target. It's going to be about 25 points, which is good. But obviously, we want to be aiming for a 1-to-1 at least. Right now, one thing to keep in mind is we did create a 5-minute gap over here on ES, so a pullback is definitely possible. Hopefully, obviously, hopefully it's not enough of a pullback to stop us out, but a pullback is definitely possible. All right, but hopefully we can see 755 before we do that, so we don't have to worry about any major pullback into a stop loss or anything. But let's see. And one thing to keep in mind is ES. I didn't notice this, but ES did take out a level of liquidity, so hopefully that doesn't really mess NQ up. Especially it being that close to a level of liquidity, we might as well take it out and then do whatever we want to do. Let me kind of just edit this here. Yeah, it's like we're just stuck there. Well, it makes sense. The only thing I'm worried about, I should have noticed this a little bit earlier. Hopefully, it's not an issue because we do have another level of liquidity above. But guys, ES for some reason ended up pumping up even harder than NQ, and it took out not only the London low, but it also took out the London high here, while NQ hasn't taken it out yet. So hopefully, it's not too much of an issue here. Because yeah, look, it's pumping up here, which is good. It's a good time for a continuation into higher. But NQ isn't following along, at least yet. So NQ is definitely the weaker one today. It's very slow, very very behind from ES. So a problem that could happen is if ES took out this level of liquidity over here at 956, since NQ is the weak one, if ES even has the slightest pullback, NQ is probably going to have a way harder pullback, which can definitely get us closer to that stop loss, which is not something I really want. So hopefully we don't get too much of a pullback here to the point where it doesn't really affect NQ. And then obviously we reverse back up into the higher liquidity, and then we take it out and we hit the price target. So I definitely want to try to see that. Because like I said, guys, a pullback is definitely possible. Or at least some level of pullback, because we took out this level of liquidity here, and we do have a 5-minute gap on ES that we might want to respect. The question is how much can we really hold it? Because I really want to see this upside liquidity here. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's the London, right? Let me see. This wants to load. Let me see. Yeah, it's the London high. London and Asia. So we should. I don't see why we shouldn't take it out. Especially with ES constantly getting these pullbacks and buyers still stepping in. It's a very good sign that we might want to go higher. And dude, it is so cold in my house, bro. Okay, let me kind of put this over here. Remember, guys, pay attention. Right now, I'm typing up an alert. So once you guys see that 755 gets hit, go ahead and take some contracts out. All right, guys? That's going to be one of our price targets. I know we're not going to be making much depending on our entry from 755, but it is a very safe level to be taking profits because you never know if the market wants to reverse. At least you get something. You know what I mean? And then obviously, if we see a little bit higher, we can go ahead and take it. All right, there's 755, guys. I'm going to go ahead and skill some out here. I skill some out, guys. Obviously, like I said, it's not the best profits, but we need to take anything we can get in this market because it is very unstable. All right, guys, or not. It's somewhat unstable. All right. And then once we see a 1-to-1, which should be around maybe like the 760s, yeah, the 765 area, I'll take out another 2 contracts. All right, guys. Let's go. Some contracts here to secure some profits. I'm looking to hold my runners for a 1-to-1. Oh my God, there we go. Okay, guys, I'm gonna scale out 2 here. There we go, beautiful. Guys, I scaled out more contracts. There we go, man. There's the pump up. Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. Let me kind of type up these alerts. 1 sec, guys. 1 sec. Guys, start scaling around this area if you guys are green on this trade. Well, everyone should be green, but... All right. How many points? Oh, there's PT2. Whoa. Okay, I'm just going to secure everything here. Honestly, not a bad trade. We got most of the price targets. Very, very nice. Okay, PT2 hit on NQ for... Let me see how many points. Very nice trade, guys. We got it pretty much perfectly. We got the little pullback, which was normal because of the ES D-wall sweep. We pulled back somewhat into the fair value gap. I'm assuming we pulled back into a 5-minute gap, somewhat. But we got the pullback. We went higher. We got that continuation confirmation. We went higher. We took out 597, which is why NQ pumped up. And now that we're holding above 597, NQ is pumping up even harder into the remaining price targets above. All right, guys. So very, very nice trade. Hold on, guys. A very, very nice, well-executed trade, guys. I'm very happy with it. Although it was a little bit riskier than you know, but it was the best we could have worked with. Now, if you guys might want to look for another entry, we are approaching this 5-minute gap above here, which I'm not going to be trading because obviously I'm already green on my own. But yeah, very nice trade, man. This one was a little bit scary, but it was definitely a little bit slower. So I'm sure everyone in here should have been able to catch this trade, guys. All right, how are you guys doing in the chat? I'm opening up the chat right now. I was a little bit locked in typing the alerts. Are you guys good? I'm seeing a lot of green. I'm gonna hold till 819. Bro, make sure you scale, bro. Don't be dumb and get greedy because we're pumping right now, bro. Take something out. Because remember, we hit not 1 but 2 price targets, which means we have double the chance of a reversal. And not only that, we are inside of a very well-respected bearish rally gap in which we've rejected very strong, not 1 but 2 times. Look at this. We created a gap here. We trace into it, straight dump. We created a gap here, straight dump. All right, so, and look where we're at right now, the same exact area. All right, bro, so don't be dumb. Secure some profits, hold runners, and then hold till 819. All right, bro? Because I don't want you being super green, 40 points, 45 points, whatever, and the trade goes back down. All right, bro? David, what was my entry? My entry was 25,737. A little bit of a later entry, but not super crazy, right? Like a what? Like a 5-point, 6-point late entry. But guys, if you guys are green on the day, guys, do me a huge, huge favor and go post your profits over here in the profit channel, guys. If I'm not mistaken, the indicator should be reading the 5-minute fair value gap. So if you guys are looking for another entry, you guys already know the deal. Turn on the indicator and it should guide you for the next trade. All right, guys. See, I didn't feel confident with it. No problem at all. All right. Please find another one. Oh, don't start coming at me with you didn't take it, bro. It's reading shorts. Oh, remember, guys, right now it's reading short mainly because we're holding below the level of liquidity here at 774. Right, so obviously right now I get it. We were pumping a second ago. But remember, the market right now is holding below 774. All right, guys. So obviously right now it's reading shorts for a split second. All right, so whether we want to sell off or not, it will tell you. All right, guys. But yeah, guys. Once again, if you guys are green on the day, most of you guys sitting here should be green. The trade didn't take too long to really enter. It wasn't fast. You know what I mean? So yeah, if you guys are green, guys, go ahead and start. There we go. Perfect. So yeah, if you guys are green, guys, go post your profits over here in the profit channel. Let me know how you guys are doing and all that good stuff. All right, guys. But yeah, Now, real quick, let me ask you guys: did the trade today make sense? Was it clear? Was it a little bit confusing? Can you? I'll explain it. I'll explain it. But for most people, was the trade clear and all that stuff? Do you think it will chop tomorrow? Tomorrow is the day before New Year's. There's a possibility that we chop up. I did see that today, and I mean, look at how the market was today. Quite good. Um, but I mean, we'll see. I mean, I can't really tell you if the market's gonna be choppy tomorrow because I don't really know. But tomorrow we'll see if the market doesn't look up to standards. Obviously, we can always be like, hey, the market's not good. We can get off. You know what I mean? But yeah, let me catch up with it. Let me drink some water real quick. Let me catch up with the chat. Hold up. And hopefully a lot of you guys were able to pass your funded accounts, by the way, guys. Once again, for those that don't know, if you guys look up here on the screen, Apex right now is 90% off any funded account. So if you guys want to stack up on some evals, pass them with all these trades that we're catching and get payouts, guys, you guys already know the deal, guys. It is called Blasters up here on the screen for 90% off any funded account on Apex. All right, guys. Anyways, let's catch up with the chat here. All right, so Ian is asking, can I explain this trade? Of course. Give me 1 second. Let me catch up with the other chats. Okay, so the trade was good, perfect. I didn't take it, no problem. I was a little bit hesitant. I was too pip. I still entered. 100% just S&T divergence made it a little bit risky. Exactly. That's why I was personally a little bit kind of sketched out. Two reasons: the SMT divergence and what's it called? The volume. It was weird. Like it was aggressive, but very like indecisive. If that makes sense, right? Like we're pumping, dumping, pumping, dumping. You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, well, it made it a little bit riskier. Which why, if you guys look in the alerts, I did say here, make sure you size a little bit lighter here. You know what I mean? Because obviously it was definitely a little bit riskier than usual. But regardless, very, very nice trade. Ran up into both of our price targets. Anyways, let me catch up with everything here. It was so risky that I'm... All right, well. Where do you guys see how green you are? Okay, on Tradevate, at the top left, you're going to see a very big plus button. Click that, and you're going to see something that says either account or performance. Either of these two will show you how green you are on the day with each account. All right, so just click on either of those, and then you can see it. Does your indicator work on Asia? No, we have it turned off for Asia or London because I don't trade Asia or London, and my strategy also doesn't really work that good for Asia or London. So I don't want you guys buying an indicator, and obviously it doesn't work. You know what I mean? So I want it to be working the best, so we turned off Asia and London, just for the sake of you guys. You know what I mean? So you guys don't get confused. Like, oh my God, there's a fair value gap set up on Asia. Let me take it, and you're up all night trying to hold it. You know what I mean? Bright traded MNQH6. Yeah, that's what we're trading. MNQH6. Yeah, those are the contracts for this year. Yeah, we're trading that, bro. You're good. Don't freak out, bro. You're good. Blast, what does trading light mean to you? Trading light just means, just size a little bit less than we usually size. So if you usually size 10, do 7. If you do 7, do 5, and so on, right? Like just lower it down a little bit just because the trade is a little bit riskier, which raises the chances of potentially getting stopped out. So if you know that it's a lot riskier, why put much risk on the table? You know what I mean? Size a little bit lighter, get a little bit of profits, run off with the profits if you're green, and so on. You know what I mean? It's just so you don't risk your whole account on one risky trade. You know what I mean? But yeah. The gap was already inverse as well. I kind of when it comes to fair value gaps, I kind of give it about 2 or 3 candles to see whether it wants to inverse it in those candles, because obviously it won't always inverse it in that same exact candle that takes it out. All right, so I always give it about 1 or 2 candles. If not, then I'm like, okay, well, this gap obviously isn't gonna work because we gave it 15, 20, 30 minutes and it hasn't inversed, right? But in this one it was a little bit different. So I'm like, you know what? Let me take it. Right. I know your typical trading. No, my typical trading size is usually 10. I've been doing 7 a lot more recently. But with this trade, for me, I feel like 7 is light. So yeah. The reason I kind of just said here I'm sizing light is so you guys can read it and be like, okay, well, let me size light. Because I know some of you guys, I'll be doing 7 contracts and a lot of you guys will be doing like 5 minis. I'm like, bro. But yeah, bro. Guys, if you guys are green on the day like Davey, bro, guys, go ahead and post your profits over here in the profit channel, guys. Flood this channel up, guys. All right, but anyways, let me catch up with Ian's chat here. I don't want to make him like feel unheard here. But yeah, let me explain to you guys why we took this trade. All right, quick recap here. All right. And by the way, for those still holding, I'm assuming you guys most likely got stopped out of break even. Yeah, you guys for sure got stopped out of break even, right? So I'm pretty much good to kind of delete this trade. And for whoever was saying that you're gonna hold until 819, I really hope that you took my advice and took some profits, because I mean we got an instant DOL sweep off the same exact rejection point that we rejected from 3 times. All right, bro. So hopefully you took profits, bro. All right. Hopefully you didn't get greedy and took profits there. All right. Anyways, let me explain to you guys the trade and why, what I saw, why I liked it, sort of, and why I played out. All right. So let's come into market open real quick. All right. So market open was kind of around here. All right. So guys, coming into market open today, it was quite simple, right? If you use the indicator, you guys can see that if we turn on the indicator right over here, you guys will see that coming into market open today, right? We had all of our nearby levels of liquidity marked out, especially this nice 40-point fair value gap here on the 15-minute time frame, right? And with this 14-minute fair value, 40-point fair value gap, we can go ahead and kind of decide, okay, well, we have a fair value that we can potentially use coming into the New York session. But how exactly can we do this? And before I do that, guys, one sec. Let me kind of turn this on real quick on my YouTube. One sec, guys. Go YouTube. Hopefully you guys are doing good, guys. Let me kind of put this out here. One sec. Okay, there we go. Okay, back to what I was saying. All right, so coming to market open, you guys can see that, okay, we have a nearby London low and we have a nearby Asia low, like a double bottom pretty much, like an external / Asia double bottom here, right, at 683. All right, guys. So what can we do in this case? Okay, well, coming into market open, we have a nearby low, we have a fair value gap, we have room for higher into the internal London and Asia above, and also external up here. We have the London low, Asia low mixed with the external and another external right down here, followed with a very nice bearish 15-minute fair value gap. Okay, let's come into market open today. All right, so coming into market open, let me go on the 5-minute time frame just so I can explain a little bit better. All right, so coming into market open today, guys, what ended up happening is I'm gonna turn off the indicator because we don't really need it anymore. Right, coming into market open, first candle comes in, we for some reason kind of do this random dump, right? This is 920, so 2 more candles. One. Oh no. Oh, okay. Well, never mind. So at 925, typically it happens around 930, but today it happened at 925. At 925, what ended up happening was we retraced into this 15-minute fair value gap. We rejected from this fair value gap, and we rejected down to this London low. And what are we doing here? Let me ask you guys in the chat. If I zoom in into this chart right here, what are we doing? Because I want to make sure you guys are paying attention. What are we doing right here in this case? Let me see if you guys know. No, bro. We're not gooning, bro. We're not gooning. Let me see. Bro, is this cool? Bro, pretty much, yeah, bro. I mean, that's why you guys are here. But yeah, guys, what do we do here? We reject off the fair value gap here. We rejected down to do what? Sweeping liquidity. Exactly. We went down into the London low liquidity at 691. But if you zoom in, what are we doing right here? Well, you guys kind of already answered it. We're sweeping it, right? Yeah, we took it out here at the London at 691, and now we're holding above the London, but for now by like about 2 points. You know what I mean? Nothing crazy, right? So right here we are pretty much holding above it, confirming somewhat of a bullish bias. Like we're getting a bullish bias, but we're not super bullish yet because we need a little bit more of a pump up, right, to confirm it. Right, so all we need to do now is wait for the next candle to open up and see exactly what we can do. So the next candle opens up, bullish, right? So right now we're seeing bullish, more bullish than anything before, right? We got the London, we got an instant buying candle into the inverse. Now you might be wondering, okay, well, why exactly didn't we take this fair value gap? I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it's because it happened in a blink of an eye. I didn't even have time to even process that we pumped up before we even inversed it. So I'm like, okay, well, we pumped up, we dumped down. Okay, let me kind of prepare. Let me start the live trading, whatever. And then as we were starting the live trading, we kind of just randomly dumped down for some reason. So I'm like, okay, well, whatever, right? We went back down into London. So now this is where it gets a little bit confusing. All right, so you guys need to pay attention here. All right, if you go back to ES and we look at the 930 candle, right? On ES, look at NQ, right? Look at NQ. At 930, we pumped up on the 5-minute time frame. All right, let's kind of compare the candles here. On NQ, we pumped up like crazy on the 5-minute time frame. If you look at ES on the 5-minute time frame at 930, we did nothing. We dumped, in fact. So what does this tell you in the markets? Okay, the markets right now are a little bit unstable because we have a pretty big S&P divergence. One is trying to pump up literally to the moon, while one is kind of just sitting there red, kind of doing nothing, looking clueless, right? So what does this tell us in the market? Well, we know exactly why NQ is pumping up. NQ is pumping up because we already took out the London low liquidity. So it makes sense as to why the market wants to go up. It took out the nearby objective. Buyers are like, okay, well, we took it out. It's time for us to step in, right? They're stepping in here into the untapped liquidity above, which will be at 744, 755, and so on, right? 774, and so on, right? So we want to rip up on NQ, but something is holding it back, hence why we're dumping back down. What do you guys think this is? Well, typically, ES and NQ, they have to be following each other. So if NQ took out the London low, but ES hasn't, it's like you know, like their brothers, like, hey, like I'm gonna wait for you, you know, because we're family, right? And let's go together. So NQ dumps back down because ES holds it down until ES takes out the level of liquidity here, right, at the London. So pay attention to this, guys. Once ES takes out the London low, look at this. So this is at 940, right? Once ES takes out the London low at 940, look at the reaction in the market, guys. Check this out. We took out the London low because remember, NQ was pumping while ES was holding down, right? Check this out. So once ES takes out the London low, look at this. ES pumps, right? Because remember, NQ already wanted to rip heads. Like it wanted to go the second the market opened. Why? Because we took out the London. But something was holding it back, which was ES. But now that ES took out the London low at 945, right? Check this out, guys. Check this out. At 945, look, next candle. Look at this, guys. What do? Pumped up instantly, right? And not only that, but we have an extra confirmation. What do you guys think that extra confirmation is? The Asia low DOL sweep. The Asia/external low. So not only did we take out a London on both ES and NQ, which gives us already a bullish bias, but we also have a bullish bias because we took out a double bottom respected level of liquidity, which counts as an Asia low and an external low, the Asia low being here and the external low being here. So we took out 3 levels of liquidity to the downside. We we swept it. ES also swept the London. It's showing an insane amount of buying pressure. And then we inversed a 15-minute gap. So I'm like, okay, well, it looks really good here. Let's go ahead and take it, right? Obviously, it was a little bit trickier because of the SMT, but it looked amazing in my opinion. All right, guys. So yeah, for those wondering, hey, you know, how do you find this trade? What do you think about it? Whatever. Hopefully, this very detailed explanation helped you guys out. Just let me know in the chat. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of you guys are saying that you guys are in shorts, and yeah, we are selling off like crazy. And I do agree, shorts looked really, really, really good. Obviously, it's kind of too late to answer now, but because we're about to hit the price target. But yeah, it looked really good, and I'm sure you guys know why. All right, what do we do here, guys? We took out the nearby high at 774, and we also rejected off a 5-minute bearish rally gap, giving us a bearish bias from the DOL sweep and a reason to sell off from the bearish rally gap into the selling pressure. Now, as we got the selling pressure, what did we do? We sold off into a 5-minute bullish rally gap, which we then inversed, and now we're shooting down into the price target at the low of day. All right, guys, so forever who took these shorts, very nice props to you guys. Did the indicator catch the trade? It should have. Indicator found shorts. Is that why you guys took shorts? David, I'm not gonna lie, not a single person was listening. Bro, all right. We were all taking the new setup. All right, bro. Yo, never ask me to finish setup ever again, bro. But yeah, guys, it seems like the indicator actually ended up taking shorts here. Did it hit PT1? It should have. That was a really big sell-off. If it lets me, like, grab it. Only 20 points? What? This looks like so much more. I guess not, but whatever. But yeah, guys, it seems like the indicator went ahead and caught shorts. So if you guys have the indicator and it caught it for you guys, then by all means, I mean, good stuff on that, bro. Really good stuff on that, guys. I was listening. Thank you, bro. At least someone was listening, bro. Hold on, let me see. All right. Anyways, I'm back. David, what amount of money should be my first ever payout request? Dude, anything, bro. Anything. It's a payout, bro. Money is money, bro. Money is money. I'm out. Small profits. Very nice, bro. Very nice. I got out because ES took liquidity. You see, now that is what I like to hear, bro. Because, yeah, NQ has room for lower, and it should hit it. Obviously, it can get a little bit choppy, but if you look at ES, wait, I was about to say, wait, ES is not dumping. Hold on. Yeah, ES took out the liquidity below, so very, very good eye on that, bro. I like that, bro. You see what I mean? That's what I like to hear, bro. So yeah, guys, once again, so if you took shorts on NQ, ES did end up hitting one of the price targets when ES is looking a lot stronger to the downside. So with ES hitting this price target, now that it took it out, if ES is leading, although NQ hasn't taken out a level of liquidity, if ES ends up getting a buyer interest due to a DOL sweep, NQ can also start showing buying pressure out of nowhere. All right, guys. So very, very good eye, whoever caught that. All right, guys. Obviously, I'm not really going to commentate behind this trade too much because obviously I didn't even notice that we're getting shorts because I was explaining the trade that we took earlier. But just so you guys know, obviously. But yeah, let me see. David, is it a bad thing to be moved to a live account on Apex? It's not horrible, but it's not super convenient either. Now, a lot of you guys have been getting called up to live, or not really live. Dude, I don't know if you guys know this, but every like 3 to 6 months, Apex always does this, like, it has like this little like thing where it emails like everyone's like, hey, you're gonna go to live. And they never end up moving you to live, and then it's completely forgotten. It's completely forgotten, and then it's like nothing ever happened. It happens like every 3 months, every 3 to 6 months. I don't know why they do that. It really makes no sense, but it's whatever. You know what I mean? I'm sure it's a phase. It should pass. David, you're actually gonna make me not bro. Not broke. All right, bro. How come shorts valid when we already took out the downside DOL? Because remember, we have a lower drawn liquidity, right? In this case, it would kind of be mainly based off ES. We never took out the Asia on ES, which was at 943, hence why we sold off. And if we do end up selling off, you could just target the low of day, which would be around, I know you guys are gonna be laughing, but 671. All right, so I'll be at this low right down here, 674, 671, around there. But yeah, that's why I'm afraid to take small profits, because after 5 they said they'll move you. Who? Apex? After 5 payouts? No. Unheard of. Dude, you need to be requesting over 6 figures. No, maybe not, but like high 5 figures to get moved to even get considered moving to live. Not 5 payouts. Maybe Top Step. Maybe they do that. You know what I mean? But not Apex. Not Apex. Let me see, bro. I had a super weird dream where Dr. Brenner from Stranger Things was my boss. Bro. Bro, dreams. All right, bro. I don't even want to talk about my dreams, bro. But yeah. David, when's the last time you traded ES? Maybe like last month, maybe. I don't really, dude. I trade ES like once a month at best. Let me see. David, can we lock ourselves out of Apex to avoid temptation? Dude, just close the charts, bro. Dude, I see you on the stream right now. Dude, get off. Leave. I'm gonna kick you out of the stream, bro. You know what I mean? That's how. Not literally, but you get the point, bro. Like, just close your chart, bro. You're done for the day. You already made your money. Just get out. The New Year's coming. The market knows it, dude. Hopefully tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow is New Year's Eve, right? Today's the 30th. Yeah, tomorrow is New Year's Eve. So I don't know if the market's gonna be choppy or not. I don't really know how it gets during New Year's Eve. I'm gonna be very cautious tomorrow. I'll still stream, but I'll be very cautious. And then obviously, once again, guys, for those that don't know, Thursday we will not be on because the markets I don't think will be open. Or if they are gonna be open, it's gonna be a early close, which I don't trade. So Thursday we're not gonna be trading. All right, guys. No one should be trading. It's a holiday. You know what I mean, is New Year's a holiday? It's kind of like somewhat a holiday, I guess you can say. Half a day? Yeah. So yeah, don't even bother trading that. It's a bank holiday. Okay, yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, do not trade on New Year's, guys. Do not trade Thursday. But I'm trying to grind. Well, obviously, there's always the next day. You know what I mean? And it's gonna be like Christmas. Yeah, do not trade New Year's. Do not trade on New Year's. So Wednesday, maybe Friday. Yeah, Friday we have no news, so it's gonna be a little bit iffy. Obviously, we'll still be on and try to trade it, but we'll see. The only day that we will not be on stream, no matter what, is Thursday, because obviously it's a holiday. You shouldn't even be trading in the first place. Bro. How much you think I should have to request a 2K payout on each account? At least 4K of profits. Because if you're going to be requesting 2K, at least have 2K left worth of drawdown. All right, guys? So, yeah. Always leave a buffer. At least $2,000 of a buffer. David, is it smart that I trimmed and the rest I break even? Yeah, dude, we hit the price target, so yeah, not a bad idea at all, bro. Because yeah, look, you scaled at the Asia low, which is the most perfect price target ever, and then if you entered here, yeah, break even. Yeah, dude, you're fine, bro. You can't take small. Yeah, dude, yeah, you can. Why not, David? Am I? Yes, I am, or kind of. Short term chopping. Should I just exit in profit? No, bro. Just if you want, you should scale some out in the first place because ES took out the level of liquidity, hence the price target. And then with your runners, bro, just leave them at break even, bro. Whether you go down or up, it's risk free, regardless. Please answer Miguel, dude. Let me see. I have not seen. Wait, I did. Wait, oh no, I didn't. I answered someone else's question that was similar. David, I officially reached 2,600 share requests of five. Dude, that's something you should ask yourself. Do you need the money or do you feel like you can make a little bit more and request a larger payout? Right? That's really up to you, bro. And bro, my bad for making it seem like I'm ignoring you. I'm not, bro. I answer one question, bro. I get too into it. The chat, when you guys send a message, my chat goes down. Look, let me show you guys. Look, send a message, guys. Look at this. Let me show you guys. Look, when you send a message, my chat scrolls down. So if you guys have a question up here, look at this. If you guys are gonna send a message, you know, any moment now. There you go. You see how it scrolls down, right? I'm gonna miss, yo, bro, I'm gonna miss the message. So if I'm talking and I'm like reviewing a question and you guys are asking questions, I might miss it every now and then. All right, so my bad. Anyways, dude. Anyways, okay. What was the question? Oh, right here. So yeah, Miguel, if you hit $2,600 and you want to request a payout, bro, by all means request it. There's nothing stopping you, right? There's no right or wrong when you're requesting a payout. Money is money, regardless. It's why we do this, right? Whether there's a $10 payout, $500 payout, a $2,000 payout, request it, bro. Now if you feel like it's not enough and you feel like you can make more, by all means, leave the money in your account and go off of it. All right, David. I'm only up 90. I placed 3 contracts and I'm still. Yeah, bro. Of course, bro. Profit is profit, bro. Even if you made $2, go ahead, bro. Go ahead. But yeah. Anyways, let me go back to the chat here. Whatever, bro. Zoom. Yo, Dave, please fix my account. What happened with the account? I think your profile picture seems very familiar. I think you DM'd me. I think. I'll check it out. I'll check it out if that's the case. Do you get access to the indicator with the premium? No. With the indicator, I have it set as a separate thing, but I do use the indicator like on stream. So if you guys just want to use the indicator with me, just watch the streams and it'll be on like how it is right now. Like this is all the indicator here. Like if I delete everything right here, indicator will still stay on. Nah, bro. It's Chris, you got me fucked up, bro. I'll do a lifetime discount on the indicator on the new year. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Can you explain Apex 30% drawdown rule? Here. Oh, one second. Let me find a picture for you. By the way, guys, I can't really be on stream for too long because my family is leaving today. Today's that, but they were with me for like a week or two. But yeah, they're leaving today, so obviously I'm gonna spend a little bit more time with them before they head out. And then obviously tomorrow I'll be straight on Discord all day long. I mean, but yeah, I'm not gonna be on stream for too long after this. All right, David, would you trade off a 37-point fair value gap? No. Sometimes I'll make an exception for a 39-point gap, but no less than that. I'm very specific with my setups, and that's for a reason. You know what I mean? Possible entry for longs? Maybe on ES, not on NQ. Yeah, no. Maybe on the 15-minute. Nah. Either way, you don't even have a deal also to work with. Right now, everything is sitting super bearish until we see lower into pretty much 675 ish, which is the low of day. So just wait for that. Respond? I already did. I haven't, but I already told you I was gonna respond. Is there much of a difference between your premium and the free Discord? Yeah, in the premium, I put a lot more of my work. In the free Discord, I kind of put like a video here and there, and that's it. You know what I mean? So you guys can at least get an idea of what I trade, how to trade it, what to look for, and everything. But if you want like the most of the most with trades, live trading, more education, more detailed education, setups to watch, the community, and everything, the premium is the way to go. Wait, the consistency rule and drawdown. Yeah, same thing. Wait, can you explain the 30% drawdown rule? Yeah, it's the same thing. Just don't lose a certain amount, right? Don't lose 30% of whatever you make. Yeah. Same thing. Just opposite. David, I'm a little bit confused. I bought my first ever Apex account, but never used the platform. I thought I was trading for all my 10 accounts, but when I click on them individually, it didn't take the trade. How do I activate them all? Very simple. Okay, look at your trade evade. All right. Wait, first of all, let me ask you, did you make a group? Did you make a group? Yes. Okay, you probably just don't have it on. Bro. Bro, what's Patrick doing, bro? Anyways, okay, so go on trade evade. You can see at the top, it's gonna say account, right? And it'll say Apex, a bunch of numbers, 0001, 0002, whatever. Send me DM me a screenshot of that. I don't send it in the server because I don't want you to be leaking your account ID. But DM me it real quick and let me check it out and I'll tell you what to do. So click on accounts where it says Apex, bunch of numbers, 0001. Click on that drop down and send me a screenshot. Let me see if you even have the group activated. How does it make you feel? No, dude, what does bro want me to say, bro? About the life from yesterday is an indicator included with it. At least not yet. That was something I kind of wanted to implement, but I never got around doing it because it's kind of hard to do with WAP. What else? Yeah, DM me on Discord. Just click on my profile and click message and send to me there. If I make 10K on my 25K accounts, the total is 35K. If I lose $1,000 with my profits, no. But well, remember, this only applies to the PA account. If you're on an eval, maybe, but on the PA account, no. Also, what the hell did you say to make $10,000 on a 25K account? Yeah, on a PA account, once you surpass $1,600 in profits, I'm pretty sure your drawdown freezes. So anything else that you make extra is added onto your drawdown. So if you make 10K, you have $10,000 worth of drawdown. So blowing up that account is pretty much impossible unless you full port again. You know, because obviously we all know that you full ported to get to 10K in the first place. You know what I mean? Will you be looking at the charts tomorrow? Yeah, I'll be on. I'm not gonna guarantee a trade, but I will be on. I will see how the market moves. If I like it, I'll trade it. If not, I'll tell you guys, hey, it's not tradable. Let's get off. Simple as that. All right, because remember, guys, tomorrow is New Year's Eve, so we don't know. We don't know if it's gonna be, I don't know if it's gonna be good or not due to the holiday. And then obviously Thursday we'll just avoid all the way. Yeah, bro, Mitch. The last thing I would ever want to do, bro, is that does not sound fun, bro. I do not want to start the year red, bro. Respond to it. Oh, I can't respond to your DM right now. I'm on stream. I already told you like 3 times. I'll respond to it after. Look, I have like a million here, bro. Look, if I click mark on red, actually, I don't want to do that because I'm going to forget about it. But I have a lot here. And then I click mark on red and another profile will show up down here. So I have to catch up with all of them. It's like, bro, I respond to 5, 10 more come. I respond to 10, 20 more come. So yeah. Let's see. Thanks for the explanation. I got you, bro. I got you. They've important. All right, bro. David, what I feel like like trading will become unstable in the future. It's really up to you, bro. Yeah, it's pretty much anxiety. The markets have been like the markets for longer than we've been born, bro. For decades. So yeah, bro. I guess it's just overthinking and anxiety. You know what I mean? But yeah, dude, I feel like a market can't really become unstable for forever. Because I mean, at the end of the day, we're the reason it's moving. You know what I mean? It's just buyers and sellers. Are you taking shorts? No, I'm done for the day. I already made my money off the longs that we took off open. So I'm pretty happy with that. Plus, I do have to get off soon. Not only is FOMC later, so the markets will start to slow down very, very soon. But I also do want to spend a little bit more time with my family before they do leave back to where they live. You leave. I really appreciate it. Bro. All right, bro. Let me see. Wednesday work, Thursday off, Friday work. Dude, I already know, bro. People are gonna be drunk as hell during work, bro. I mean, dude, it makes no sense, bro. If it's New Year's on Thursday, why not Friday? You know what I mean? Why not just take Friday off? Because, bro, people are gonna be partying, bro. I know I am, bro. Shopping lit. With a 23-hour market being a thing soon, 23-hour market is already a thing. Do you drink? Nah, I don't like drinking. I don't know how people like, especially beer, bro. I think, dude, it tastes like butt, bro. I don't know how people drink like 20 cans of that shit, bro. Let me see. Blast, does your trading style, wait, does, Blast, does your trading style with letting some hit break even lower than the risk reward? Or what's your risk reward with trading? Every trade is different, bro. I can't really answer that question specifically. That's the one thing I don't really like when people ask me. Like, hey, what's your typical risk reward? I don't know. Some trades will hit 100 points. Some trades will hit 200. Some trades will hit a 30, 35 point mark. You know what I mean? I can't really control that, right? It depends on the market conditions. Regardless, I'm gonna take the setup every single time. Like if I see my setup, I'm gonna take it. They will sweep for value, get pressure, everything reverse or whatever. I'm gonna take it, right? But depending on the markets, it could be 30 points, 20 points, 100 points, 300 points, right? So my biggest trade ever has been 650 points, right? That's the most I've ever had, right? So it really, I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, my risk reward is 650 points on per trade. You know what I mean? No, every trade is gonna be different. I can't really answer that part. Yo, Lewis, I'm not gonna answer that question, bro. Next question, bro. Next question. uh, let me see. Anyone that says beer isn't anyone that says beer is nasty hasn't drunk it enough. That's what, like no, bro. That thing tastes so bad, bro. Hey, yo, Blur, come on now, bro. Bro. Anyways, bro, guys, pretty much the market is starting to chop up here. Most of you guys already got off, so are you guys gonna call it a stream? I think I'm ready to get off, bro, before my family leaves me, bro. But yeah. Other than that, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get off. Hopefully, you guys are green from not only the shorts, but the longs that we caught. The longs that we caught. I don't know if you guys took shorts or not. I didn't catch it. No, I didn't even see it. Until it played out. But yeah, if you guys are green from the longs, very nice trade. A little bit scary trade today, but very, very nice trade regardless. But yeah, once again, if you guys are green, hopefully you guys enjoy the day. Other than that, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get off and go spend some time with the fam before they head out. All right, guys. But yeah, other than that, guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Remember, I'm not promising a trade. I'll see how the market opens up. If it looks choppy, if it looks good, we'll trade it. All right, guys? Or maybe not trade if it's choppy. You know what I mean? But yeah. Other than that, guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, guys? Peace out, guys. Peace. And YouTube, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream. Hopefully you guys made some money with us. And if you did and you guys want to join the premium, guys, I still have my discount going until New Year's. So until Thursday or Friday. All right, so if you guys do want to join, guys, it is code Christmas for 80% off the monthly or 3-month. The monthly goes from $50 to $10, and the 3-month goes from $150 to $30. Or if you use code New Year's, it will apply 60% off the lifetime discount, which will make it from $500 to $200 for life. All right, guys. So if you guys do want to join to get access to daily live trading, real-time alerts, access to the indicator, I'll guide you to the first ever payout, 40 plus hours of educational videos, guides, content, so much more, passive income strategies, and obviously me breaking down my full strategy to the T. If you guys want to join for literally $10, use code Christmas, or if you guys want to join lifetime, it's called New Year's. I'll send the link in the chat if you guys want to join. But yeah, other than that, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get off. And other than that, guys, I'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow if I even get on. All right, guys. But yeah, other than that, I'll see you guys tomorrow, and let's keep going green. All right, guys, let's keep going crazy. This week we're already super nice, super green. Today we caught 45 points. Yesterday we caught 55, and we caught 70. So 3 for 3 on the week so far, guys. But yeah, other than that, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get off, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.